Yeah, what the girl saying? Move, disappear, jumpy, disappear, Baku. This is probably the trending song of the industry right now where MASH is concerned because MASH 2027 is 28 Tuesdays away, right? And we hear nothing. Nobody even get a little scratch of their throat to bring up something about MASH. But we have heard about Carfesta 16, which is an entire year away. Makes me wonder how our MASH production will fare against our Ghana Carifesta production. Like, will the willful neglect be visible? Will the difference in prioritization be visible? Questions, right? What does remind y'all of? Think May. Well, let me get back to regular programming. Continuing with the 2012 publication, Origins and Development of Ghana's Mashramani. Part 4, Cultural Change and the Decline of the Festival. Some of these changes that they highlighted, I feel even the youngest child could pinpoint. And I do believe that the changes are all interconnected. For example, there was mention of private sector slowly pulling out from the festival, both their participation as well as sponsorship. There was also mention of healthy competition among designers reducing, but where exactly are the designers or the creatives going to get money from and the opportunity from to participate and have competitions? And one thing that we do know is Ghana is capable of collaborating. We saw for the Independence Carnival, public and private collaborated. I mean, for MASH, the incentives and the objectives are going to be different, but we can collaborate. Now imagine if we were deliberate in creating partnerships among governments, the ministry, private sector, and our local creatives. Think about the opportunities and the things that can arise from such partnerships. Not only with the designers, and please, if you're pushing for private participation, please don't let it go on the road MASH day with t-shirt and jeans like if they're going to a vigil. Let them collab with a designer, please. Forge the connections, ministry. Forge the connections. But to the point of other creatives, you have music, for example. Another change that was highlighted is foreign music overshadowing local music. Now, I feel that outside of lack of collaboration being one of the problems existing there, I feel that we're also not intentional in prioritizing local music. Because if it were mandatory for local music to be played at specific points of the Mashramani celebration, then that will bring attention to our local music. That will bring great appreciation for our local music. That will open somebody's eyes from the general public who's not yet part of the creative industry to say, hey, this here got a little value. I could actually push, do something, and you know what? I'll contribute to the culture from a country. Contribute to the history from a country. But if we keep operating as if, you know, those people those friends who planning for years and months to get a trip out from the group chat, and it's a big struggle. If we keep operating as if it's a struggle, like we barely get this one in, and next year we gonna struggle again and barely get another one in, then nothing of substance will come forth. Mashramani wouldn't see the evolution that it's supposed to see. That actually highlights another change that they mentioned, where many of the traditions, the cultural practices, and the elements which MASH was built upon, they weren't sustained because they arrived once per year. They're like Santa Claus. And that ultimately goes back to us prioritizing our culture, prioritizing what's ours. So if Calypso, you're only hearing Calypso wrong MASH time, then what gives? If our students, the future for the country, only hearing about their country for 2 months or a couple of days, then what we future looking like? Yeah, but there needs to be more collaboration. There needs to be more intentionality. There needs to be execution. Because we could think it, but if we don't take action, and do know that omission is an action, it's a choice, and we've been omitting a lot. So there's need for us to change our step. Move forward, think far. Internal checks. I don't know if it still happens, but I remember hearing my mother, in some instances, she used to say, "These people ain't got no conscience." And I feel the ministry ain't got no conscience nor shame. Because what?